Hi, it's Jessica Lohman from Ethical Brand Marketing, and I want you to just close your eyes just for a second and listen. Hear that? Beautiful sound of spring, which leads me to my topic of music. I wanted to talk about the music industry for just a second. I do make references every now about it because I think it was so powerful back then what happened to the entire music industry and how a few companies may change the way people listen to music. Remember Napster? They came out, I think, in June or July in the summer of 1999, and they lasted for almost 2 years. It was like just short of 2 years, I think, by 1 month or something. And yeah, in 2001, they were closed down. But basically, they paved the way for young musicians, small bands, to come out and to get heard. They paved the way for people to be able to afford music, and they paved the way for people to just buy music the way they wanted to buy music, one song at a time and not the whole album. Because, some albums, it's like, only 60% is what you really want to listen to. It depends, of course, but they listened to the people. They listened to their target audience, and they did something about it. Now, regardless, yes, it was illegal, and yes, they were shut down, and everything's great now. But basically, they forced the record labels to stop doing what they were doing, or stopped running their business the way they were running. And I think that's just so incredible how that whole thing, it became a paradigm shift. And then of course Apple, they came out with the iPod. The first iPod was released in October of 2001. So, and the first version of iTunes was released on the Macintosh like 8 months before that. So, Apple was on it as well. And so between Napster and Apple, they really changed the way people listen to music, and the way the industry had to change, the record labels had to change. And that's amazing. I think you guys could definitely take that as an example, because now, now, I don't know if everybody's happy, but the consumers are happy. The smaller bands are happy because now they have the opportunity to be heard, and the record labels are still making their money, right? And the bands are too. I mean, obviously the bigger bands. But a friend asked me, well, what did she wanted to know about some details because I mentioned Metallica, and remember when Lars and James Hetfield, they were so angry. They were mad at their fans. They were mad at Napster. They were so angry. And now they realize, oh, okay, well, yeah, back then it kind of hurt us. But I don't think they realized exactly how their anger really affected people. It kind of, I looked at them and I was like, man, come on, they were one of my favorite bands. I saw them all the time. But as soon as Saint Anger came, and exactly, Saint Anger, right? The name says it all. And then Jason, the bassist, left. That basically was it for me. I saw one concert after that, and that was it, because I really missed Jason. I liked his style a lot better. But anyway, I just wanted to just mention that you guys are right in the beginning. You're in the baby steps of the fashion revolution. So, that's in 2 weeks. Actually, it's a week. Let's just say in a week. And because it was April 23rd or 24th, I think it was the 24th, that so many people died in Bangladesh. So awareness is coming, and because of social media, people are sharing things, people are becoming more aware. But because it's still kind of it's not kind of inconvenient, it's still inconvenient for the normal shopper to go out and buy ethical products and ethical clothing and stuff. It's still inconvenient for them. So, so it's starting, but until it's made convenient, like until Apple comes along and says, okay, here you go, here it is in your hand. You don't have to, even walk out of your house to get it. Until that happens, which it is, we have online shopping, of course, but you still have to do your research. And there are directories, which is wonderful. But you still have to do your research. So that's the inconvenience I mean now. You don't have to walk out of your house, but you still have to research. And until people are able to stop researching, that means that everybody's ethical and has a specific standard. Until that point, it's still a revolution, right? It's going to take time. It will happen, and I hope it will happen in our lifetimes. That you guys are going to be the industry leaders, that you're going to show the big guys and say, hey, this can't happen anymore. This is the demand now. The people want ethical clothing. They want cruelty-free makeup. You cannot produce this stuff anymore that harms humans, animals, or our environment. So be ready, because you guys are the industry leaders. And in order for things to happen, you really have to step up. You have to think big, make collaborations with the right people, and be heard, amp up your marketing, and create your marketing strategy. I'm seriously going to say that like a broken record. And I just want to try to motivate you, because it's rough. You're in the baby stages. Some of you are in the teenage stages, but still, this whole paradigm shift is in the beginning. It's still the beginning. There still needs, some mindset work to be done by the stockists, by the retailers. As an example, I spoke to a Fairmind jeweler, and she has a problem getting her stuff in a normal jewelry store, because as soon as they hear the word Fairmind or recycled or anything ethical, they freak out and they get threatened, and they think it's bad for their business and bad for their industry. Seriously, in 5-10 years, they're gonna regret saying and thinking that, because they're gonna have to start selling this stuff, because the demand is just increasing. So stick with it. You guys got this. Seriously, you got this. And I'm always here for you. So just ask any questions, and let's create that marketing strategy, okay? All right. Have a wonderful weekend. It's Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Where's my dog? Oh, she's lying there in the mud. Yes. There's my Nala. And have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week. All right. Rock on. This won't stop. Stop.